Cars Jade, where passion meets precision. If you live and breathe horsepower, torque curves, and cutting-edge tech, you're in the right place. Let's dive into the latest rides and steer clear of the ones you might regret bringing home. Owning a new car is supposed to be exciting, liberating, a fresh start on the open road. But sometimes, that shiny new car turns out to be more of a heartache than a highlight. Today, we're counting down 10 new cars you'll likely regret owning, not because they're all bad on paper, but because they fail where it counts, in the real world, for real drivers like you. Let's kick off the countdown from number 10 to number 1 and expose what went wrong. Number 10. 2025 Mazda MX-30 EV. Mazda usually gets things right. But the MX-30 EV? It feels like an experiment gone wrong. While its styling is undeniably premium and the interior is classy in that minimalist Japanese way, everything unravels once you check the numbers. Performance. A tiny 35.5 kilowatt-hour battery gives you just 100 miles of range. That's borderline unacceptable in 2025, especially with subcompact EVs from competitors like Hyundai or Chevy pushing 250-plus miles at similar price points. Real-world pain point? You'll be range-anxious even running errands. Factor in the slow DC fast charging rate, around 50 kilowatts max. And you're looking at a lot of time spent parked, not cruising. At nearly $35,000, the MX-30 doesn't just under-deliver. It makes you feel like you've been shortchanged. Number 9. 2025 Jeep Compass. Jeep's off-road DNA doesn't always translate well into compact crossovers, and the 2025 Compass is living proof. The refreshed design hides an old problem: underwhelming value for the money. It may look tough, but under the hood, the 2.0L turbocharged four-cylinder struggles with refinement. The ride quality is jittery, especially when compared to smoother compact rivals like the CR-V or RAV4. Inside, the infotainment is improved, but still feels one step behind. At just over $31,000, this isn't the budget-friendly Jeep many buyers expect. Add in questionable long-term reliability scores and mediocre resale value, and the Compass could leave you lost, financially and emotionally. Number 8. 2025 Toyota Crown Sport. Yes, it's bold. Yes, it's hybrid. But the Toyota Crown Sport crossover tries so hard to be different, it ends up being a confusing mishmash of sedan, SUV, and hatchback. It's not especially spacious, nor sporty. The hybrid system offers decent power, but mediocre fuel economy for a Toyota hybrid, around 33 miles per gallon combined. That's barely better than a Highlander hybrid, which offers more room and comfort. Real-world issue. The Crown's fastback design means reduced rear headroom and limited cargo practicality. For $45,000 plus, you're getting style over substance, and a badge that doesn't quite carry the luxury cachet its price suggests. Number 7. 2025 Volkswagen ID.4. Volkswagen's ID.4 promised to be the people's EV, but the base trims feel like a letdown in execution. While the interior is modern, it's plagued by a sluggish infotainment system and unintuitive touch controls. Add an underwhelming acceleration in the standard RWD configuration, 0 to 60 in over 7.5 seconds, and a real-world range that underperforms in colder climates, and you've got a car that struggles in practical scenarios. The ID.4's biggest sin? It doesn't feel fun to drive, which is something we used to expect from VW. With prices climbing to the mid-$40Ks, it no longer feels like a bargain either. Number 6. 2025 Subaru Solterra. Subaru fans were excited for their first electric SUV, until they drove the Solterra. Developed alongside the Toyota BZ4X, the Solterra inherits the worst of both brands' compromises. While all-wheel drive is standard, range is underwhelming, just about 220 miles. Charging speed tops out at 100 kilowatts, and interior space is cramped for its class. Worse yet, Subaru's famous rugged utility is mostly cosmetic here. No spare tire, limited ground clearance, and uninspiring off-road capabilities make this a Subaru in name only. At nearly $45,000, it's hard not to feel burned. Number 5. 2025 Chevrolet Trax. Wait, isn't the new Trax supposed to be a comeback story? Well, yes, if you stick to the lower trims. But once you start pushing into the top active or RS trims, you're looking at nearly $28,000, and that's where the regret begins. You're still getting a 1.2L turbocharged 3-cylinder with just 137 horsepower, paired to a 6-speed automatic. For city driving? Fine. But for highway merging or weekend trips, it's sluggish and loud. The cheap suspension tuning starts to show once you leave smooth pavement. Chevy nailed the styling and base pricing, but once you pay more, you'll feel the lack of refinement. Number 4. 2025 Ford Edge. The Ford Edge is a dead SUV walking. Ford has confirmed the Edge is on its way out, and while the current model still sells decently, it's a car stuck in 2019. The infotainment is passable, but the interior materials feel dated, and fuel economy is poor for a mid-size SUV. 21 miles per gallon combined on the AWD trims. Ford's newer models, like the EV-focused Explorer, are more forward-thinking. Buying an Edge in 2025 means locking into a discontinued platform with declining support. Resale values will fall fast, and future software updates will likely be non-existent. Number 3. 2025 Mercedes-Benz CLA. You'd expect a Mercedes badge to guarantee luxury, right? Not with the CLA. The 2025 refresh looks sleek, but inside, you're getting a cramped cabin, firm ride, and tech that feels overly complex rather than luxurious. The 2.0L turbo engine is quick on paper, but paired with a dual-clutch transmission that hunts gears, it makes city driving feel clunky. Rear seat space is minimal, and the coupe-like roofline sacrifices both visibility and practicality. At nearly $45,000, there are better luxury alternatives, even from within Mercedes' own lineup. Number 2. 2025 Nissan Ariya. Nissan had high hopes with the Ariya, but the FWD entry-level trims are tough to justify. While the design is futuristic, the range for the base model is just 216 miles, and charging speeds vary wildly based on trim, confusing buyers. Worse, the Ariya is heavier than it should be, and ride comfort is inconsistent. It floats on the highway but crashes over bumps. And here's the kicker. Prices start in the mid-$40,000s, but can easily climb into luxury EV territory with options. If you're already spending that kind of money, better options abound. Number 1. 2025 Alfa Romeo Tonale. We love Alfa for its passion and flair, but the Tonale brings along the brand's worst baggage. It's stylish, sure, but under the hood? A plug-in hybrid that feels unrefined, paired with a 9-speed automatic that hesitates and stutters in traffic. While 285 horsepower sounds good on paper, the real-world driving experience is disappointing. There's noticeable turbo lag, and the brake feel is mushy. And Alfa's reliability track record? Still a major concern. At nearly $50,000, the Ton Ale feels overpriced, underdeveloped, and far from premium. Especially with more capable luxury hybrids like the RAV4 Prime or Lexus NX 450h Plus on the market. All that glitters isn't gold, and all that's new isn't worth owning. Each of these 10 cars looks promising on the surface, but dig a little deeper and you'll find compromises in performance, value, tech, or long-term livability. In a world full of great new cars, settling for mediocrity is the real regret. If we had to steer you most urgently away, the Alfa Romeo Ton Ale takes the crown for delivering the least driving satisfaction per dollar spent. Want to avoid buyer's remorse? Do your homework, test thoroughly, and never let hype drive your wallet. Thanks for riding with us here at Cars Jade. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more real talk on the latest cars.